I'm Taylor Oracle. I have a reading for KM. KM wants to know, why am I not able to fall in love? My first love, I was in love, but all the others, not so much. All right, KM already pulled your cards. Let's see what we have here for you. Why is KM not able to fall in love? Well, we have the spark upside down. Today we are using the Enchanted Map Oracle with the Tarot in Wonderland deck. And I pulled Spark, and Spark is upside down. Now, Spark is a pretty positive card, as you can see. Spark is that magic, that wonderful, all these hearts flying around and everything else. But yours is upside down, can't fall in love, or don't fall in love. You clearly can fall in love, but the problem is you're not falling in love. So let's see why not. Spark sort of lures us into the question of, there's no spark, there's no magic, there's no connection that you really have. It's more or less just sort of going through the motions of love instead of actually being in love. So what do we have? First of all, we have the world upside down, which for me means that you are limited in your limiting your choices. In other words, you have clearly multiple opportunities to fall in love. You've been in love before, you have opportunities to be in love, but you're not in love because you're limiting your opportunities to do that. It seems sort of you're holding yourself back. You could have the world at your feet. You could have all the power, the mastery of the world. Everything is going beautiful with the world. You have all the different pips of the deck, and you have masterful control over everything that you have. But upside down means that you seem to be limiting yourself as far as what you can do and what you want to do. You're holding yourself back. It's clear that you can fall in love, but you're not falling in love. And next we have the Ten of Pentacles, which is an absolutely wonderful card. Everybody's happy. In most decks, everybody's having a big party. They're out in the open in the grassy fields dancing around, and there's all sorts of action going on, but it seems that's upside down. You're sort of like the girl in the picture, not really doing all that enjoyment for all of the opportunities of the Ten of Pentacles, which is sort of it's the Nine of Pentacles is like absolute happiness and wonder and everything else. The Ten of Pentacles is sort of slowing down, sort of recovering from all of that. And you can see that in the picture itself here as he sort of relaxes and everybody's asleep. And it seems that your gift for doing that, or your ability to do that, is asleep. You're not allowing yourself all the chances that you have. You're not allowing yourself to have that emotion. And the Four of Pentacles is sort of holding all of your goods in, holding all of your things in, being a bit greedy with everything. So this is mine and I'm not going to share it type thing. And that's your overall feel of the Four of Pentacles, as well as sort of staying in your own shell, as you can see here as well. So sort of holding on to what you have, and that feeling of not wanting to share what you have. Not only that, but holding it in and keeping it private. So not really letting your true self out. You've been hurt in the past and things didn't quite work out, and you have this fear almost that if you let someone see your true self, or you let someone know who you really are, or let everything out and be completely in touch with someone else, then they're going to use it against you, or they're not going to be as sharing and as wonderful as other people have been. So you sort of hold that in, but only in regards to relationship. Here we have the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups being the emotion, with the cups being the emotion, and the Queen being the master of all of that emotion. And then below that, we just randomly drew the Nine of Cups, which is sort of, again, withdrawing that in, having a different outlook, and not exactly the peak outlook that you could have. And then the Nine of Swords, you're sort of coming back around to the first card and realizing the spark is just not there. That spark is not going on. That happy music is not playing. The love is not flowing through the air and all sorts of things like that due to it being upside down. But you're coming back, sort of realizing this and going full circle and looking back at all of the pain that you've had in the past, your inability to sort of come out of your shell as regards to love, your inability to do all the trusting things that you need to do in order to be in love. And it's one of those things to where you're going to have to, I mean, you're looking back now at the things that you've accomplished, the things that you've done. You've had relationships, but you haven't had that connection. If you want to have that connection, you're going to have to let go. You're going to have to come out of your shell a little bit as far as emotion is concerned, as far as trust is concerned, and be able to trust someone and love someone and pick the right person. You're going to have to make better choices about who you partner with and sort of trust your intuition rather than your logic as far as who you're partnering with. Does that make sense? So logic says this person's a good match, you know, they have this, they have that, and they exhibit this behavior and that behavior, and therefore they're a good match. But you need to rely more on your intuition a lot of times right here and wake your intuition up and have the ability to come out not only of your shell, but come out of your logical in-brain circle of thoughts that you have and rely on your intuition. Just stop your thinking and go intuition, find out if this person's going to be trustworthy, if this person's going to be true, if they're going to stab you in the back or things like that. And just don't choose that particular person. Anyway, so yeah, you're sort of looking back at all of this, and the answer is obvious. Come out of your shell, don't hold love in, get love out freely to everybody, other people, your friends, and things like that. But find the right person by trusting your intuition instead of your logic, and find that person and be able to share your love with them and be able to open up a little more and create that spark. Because you're clearly, again, capable of loving people. It's just that you don't. You don't let go. You don't have that freedom. You don't have that trust. So let your intuition go and let it guide you to the person that's going to be able to connect with you. You're going to be able to share things with that you wouldn't otherwise share with people, and do that, as well as start loving people in general more and start warming up to that process by, like, friends and stuff. Show them a bunch of love and feel the love outpouring from you towards them, rather than waiting for other people to love you first. Start loving them first. You know what I'm saying? Start being the first one to give your attention to them. Look at them like their wonderful friend or whatever, even if you just met them, and share love, share that feeling with them. So sort of get into that mode and get into that practice again, and then you will be able to come out of your shell easier. You won't have the regrets and things like that. So that is my reading. If you like this reading, please hit like and subscribe. Thank you for watching.